What's the craziest thing that happened during an exam? Back in high school, our chemistry teacher had a reputation for making impossible tests. Before our final exam, he spent a week telling us that nobody had ever scored 100% on it. When the day came, the room was dead silent. Everyone looked stressed. About 20 minutes into the test, one of the students in the back suddenly raised his hand. Yes. The teacher asked. I think question 14 is wrong. The teacher laughed. It isn't. The student insisted. The teacher walked over, looked at the paper, and immediately stopped smiling. He stared at the question for a few seconds. Then he took the student's test and walked out of the room. Nobody knew what was happening. 10 minutes later, he came back with 2 other chemistry teachers. The 3 of them stood at the front whispering and checking calculators. At this point, everyone had completely stopped taking the test and was just watching. Finally, the teacher sighed and said, "Continue working." The next day, he made an announcement. Question 14 had accidentally been copied incorrectly from an old university-level exam. Because of a typo, it had no correct answer. But here's the crazy part. Out of nearly 200 students taking the test, only one person noticed. The student who pointed it out wasn't even the top student in the class. He usually got average grades. When somebody asked how he figured it out, he said he spent 15 minutes trying every possible method and eventually concluded that the question itself had to be broken. The chemistry department ended up giving him a certificate for saving the final exam. For the rest of the year, teachers would introduce him to substitutes as, "This is the guy who found the mistake in the chemistry final." And somehow that became his entire reputation.